This was one of those jobs where you come out and you are, you're physically and emotionally upset about the situation. Um, and, I ran this job from start to finish as well. I was the first one in and the last one out. And yeah, I received a telephone call from a client of ours that had used us quite a lot, and she had concerns over an elderly gentleman who attended their organisation, and it was to do with bed bugs, this parasite. And she thought that he had a problem, a moderate problem. So I said, look, no problem, I'll pop around. I was in the area, so I swung by, knocked on his door. He was expecting me, and we kind of knew each other a little bit, and walked in, and there was bed bugs crawling all over him, and which is, I've never seen anything like it. You don't normally get that. That is uncommon. And I walked into his front room, and yeah, the house was really well kept. This guy was in his 90s. He'd fought in the war. He'd been an engineer afterwards for all his life. And his house was immaculate, yet there was just visibly bed bug clusters everywhere. On his chair where he was sitting, they investigate just hundreds of them, and going upstairs, visually seeing them just without even investigating and delving in. So I walked out, yeah, upset. How could someone live like that? He had a cleaner in once a week who wasn't identifying it, or didn't have the ability to identify it. But we had to do something about this, and so we set something up in the short, and the medium, and later the longer term. And that short term was all about giving him an environment where he could have a night's sleep, and chatting with him. He'd not slept for years and years because he'd been bitten all through the night. So yeah, that was stage one, and we got him a new bed frame, new bedding, kept it downstairs, just treated one room first, got rid of everything, and it was great. We returned the next day, and he said it was amazing. That was the first night he'd slept all the way through for years. So that was about giving him just a little bit of respite, and he stayed downstairs then for the following couple of weeks. So we retreated that room. We then set the huge task of treating the property. So first off, it was just give everything a knockdown, and we were going into these rooms. There was literally thousands and thousands of bed bugs. There was other issues. His daughter was an alcoholic who used to spend a lot of time on the streets and come back in. So there was this big social issue as well as this addiction problem that we had to contend with in this property. And social services got involved, and there was other elements of the organisation that were involved as well, our clients. But then so we knocked it all down, and then that second stage was about clearing. We had a really good waste removal guy, so we'd come in and get everything secure, treated, and then shipped out. And then there was that longer term process of repeat visits, and this was there's some videos on our YouTube channel as well, and that show you the extent of it. But it was about putting a plan together where we'd be attending, weekly at first, then it'd go to every couple of weeks, and then finally a month. And from start to finish, one, it changed his life, absolutely changed his life, and two, we got an absolute resolution. But it involved partners and coming in and other elements. It wasn't just all about us. We had to seek advice and guidance from other people. But yeah, we turned that place around. There were several of us involved with it, and we left there with a man with, you'd almost give him his pride and dignity back. I know that might sound grandiose, but that's the impact that job had, and once again we were proud to be involved with it.